Everyone. Welcome to part 9 of my How to Write a Book series. For those of you who are just joining for the first time, my name is Hopi Davis, and I am a published author of 7 books. 4 are thrillers, 3 are romanticises, and I do have another one coming this year. This series was meant for people who are publishing a book for the first time. If this is your second or third time, it's probably going to be too basic information for you. But if you're a first-time author, I really recommend starting at the beginning of my series and working your way through so you can have all the information. Today we're going to talk about how to get a cover. This will look different depending on your budget. So there are several options for a cover. Probably the one I see the most often is you can make your own in Canva. That being said, I don't recommend this at all. I've unfortunately never found a self-published book with a cover made by the author that has done well. Of course, there probably are some exceptions to this, but in general, people just don't pick up these covers. These covers don't market well, and there's a whole host of problems with doing your own cover. You can, again, this is an option, and I do recommend if you have no money, no budget, sure, do that for now. But the minute you have even $25, I recommend looking into a professionally designed cover. Now, I know I said $25, and you're probably like, oh, where do I get a cover for $25? Well, I cannot promise that. However, there are a lot of digital artists who do pre-made covers for sale for cheap. And when I say cheap, I mean you can find them for as low as $25, but they can go all the way up to $300. It is pretty rare to see one priced over 300. I'm sure they exist, but point aside is if you can find a pre-made that fits your book pretty well and it's within your budget, I 100% recommend you go with it. Most of my books were pre-mades, to be honest. The Fate of Ava Miller, the new cover with the woman in red in the front, that was a pre-made. Demure was a pre-made, and then of course I kind of based the other my other covers off of these ones to kind of make them all work together. It also, buying pre-mades introduced me to some amazing artists who now do customs for me for cheap. For example, Victoria Cooper, she did the cover for Before Now. I got the idea from a pre-made, and when I contacted her to edit it, she was able to do a custom within my budget. I believe it was $150. It's been a few years, so her prices might be a bit higher now, but she is very affordable. For Demure, that is a pre-made that was made by Carolyn Leger, and she's extremely affordable. I just recently ordered a custom from her, and it was, I believe, $140. So just because you don't have $500 to spend on a cover doesn't mean you can't get a good one. I really recommend, again, if you can find a pre-made, use it. The websites I use for pre-mades are thebookcoverdesigner.com, and Stardust Book Services has a few, and there's more out there. If you just Google pre-made book covers, you will find a lot. There's also a bunch on Instagram. And here's the thing, if you cannot find a cover, it might be worthwhile to find one similar or made in a style that you like and reach out to that artist because they may cut you a deal because they're not as well known. Of course, if you have money to spend, a well-known cover designer is worth their weight in gold. People often ask me how much is too much to spend on a cover, and I have yet to find a limit, honestly, because the better a cover is, the better the book sells. We like to think that it's our writing that will sell the book, but the reality is people judge books based on their cover and they buy them based on their cover. So if you can't put money into anything else, I really recommend at least setting aside a couple $100 so you can get a nice professionally designed cover for yourself. If you cannot afford it now, like I said, just make that your priority once you make a small bit of income from your books. Hope this helps. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments.